Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another Women of Horror Spotlight. Today I have with us, she's an author, and she has a horror series out right now that's called The Witch of the Black Circle. I have with us Maria DeVivo. Maria, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hi, thank you for having me, Travis.
It's a pleasure having you on. So you have this amazing series out right now. It's called The Witch of the Black Circle. It's 5 books so far?
Yes. Okay. Actually, there's 4 books out. The 5th one is up for pre-order, so it's coming. It's coming.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the series.
Okay. So this is kind of like how when I'm talking to people about, what do you write? I kind of liken it to American Horror Story. Because, American Horror Story, every single season is a different theme, but they're all connected, right? So, Dawn of the Blood Witch is basically, they're standalone books, but they share a universe. They share similar settings and characters, all with the same goal. The basic premise is witches are real, and they're trying to open up the portal to hell to let the old gods come back and reign supreme. And it's just a matter of, how they get there.
Well, that's an interesting way of doing it because when I hear book series, I think, it's the same characters moving on from book to book to book, which I can imagine that is tough to do because, you constantly have to come up with new ideas for these same characters. But doing it the American Horror Story, I like that. That sounds interesting because, yes, they're all in the same universe, but it's different characters that you're following.
And then some of the same characters kind of pop up in other stories. And there's one guy who's central to the whole thing, and he's kind of in all the books. But so it's been interesting to kind of jigsaw piece out everything, and it's been fun writing.
Now, so when you first started with the idea of the first book, did you plan on it being a 10-part series, a 10-book series?
No, not at all. So basically all of the books, they're all based on actual events in history. So when I wrote Witch of the Black Circle, I based it off of a ritualistic killing that happened in the 1980s on Long Island, New York, a little bit away from where I grew up. This guy named Ricky Casso killed his best friend out in the woods. And he made him say you love Satan and all this stuff, right? I mean, it actually happened. And when I was a little kid, it affected me a lot. All the kids in the neighborhood were talking about it. I mean, this was the time of the Satanic Panic era, So I kind of took that and I was like, I'm gonna run with this, right? So I write Witch of the Black Circle, and I'm like, that was fun. That was really I enjoyed writing that. And I'm like, what else could I write about? Salem Witch Trials. So I kind of had another idea, and I'm like, well, how could I work this in? And it just kind of fell into place.
I love it. Now, so you have your new book that's right now up for pre-order.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that story.
Book 5? In the whole series? Okay. Yes. So book 5 is kind of cool because I love exorcisms. I love the whole story of The Exorcist and The Exorcist of Emily and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So book 5 is very interesting because book 5 kind of plays as it could be a direct sequel to book 1. And it's about this group of nuns in Italy who are doing these rogue exorcisms. They're kind of breaking away from the Vatican, and they're doing these exorcisms on their own, in secret. And there's a reporter in the States who gets wind of this, and she's going to go over and kind of report on this, but there's a whole other layer to it as to why she's going over there. But I don't want to give away too much.
Nice. All right. So Maria, when you were thinking of the ideas for the books, where do you go? I mean, does the shit just pop in your head, or do you have to go to a quiet place, or do you have a ritual where you write and in a dark room? Or
you said ritual.
Yes, are you drinking a glass of wine? Are you smoking a blunt? What are you doing to brainstorm and come up with ideas?
Honestly, I'm taking a shower. When I'm in the shower, I guess I guess I'm relaxed, right? And the water's coming down, right? And you're just like kind of like, oh, right. I hear the voices, the characters. They start talking to me, and they're like saying things to me, and like it's weird because like I'll hear characters that I know are gonna come up in like book 7, book 8, and I'm like, no, shut up, I'm not ready for you yet. But when I'm in a relaxed state or in that like in between sleep and awake, I get like inspired. It's very strange. It's very odd. I feel like a psychotic person a lot of the time. And when I say it out loud, it sounds psychotic, but authors listening to this right now, hi guys, they understand. They totally get it. They totally know what I'm saying. When you hear those voices, it's like, oh, I got to listen to that.
You know something crazy? Even with my YouTube channel, so I do the interviews, but I also try to do original content too on the side. And like, I get some of my best idea. It's like when I can't sleep and I'm laying in bed and I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, and things just pop in my mind. I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to write this down because I'm afraid that I'm not going to remember it the next morning.
Yes, that's happened a lot. Like I'll be laying there and I'm like, okay, oh no, I remember this. It's too good to forget. And then I wake up, I'm like, shit, forgot that. It happens. But like, yeah, when you got that spark that like is gnawing at your brain, is knocking, on your door, you got to write it down in some way.
So as a creative, is it hard for you to turn your brain off?
Yes, I can't. It's so funny that you say that because just this afternoon I was sitting out in my backyard. I live in Florida, so it was really hot today. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go sit out in the backyard, get some sun. My husband comes out, he's talking with me. And then I go quiet and I'm not talking to him anymore. And he's like, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just thinking. And then I start like moving around. I'm moving, I'm shifting. He's like, can't you just sit still? I'm like, I can't because my brain is not still. So I'm physically moving, but my brain does not shut off. Hardly ever.
And that's something too, like, I when it comes to like, I don't write books, I don't make movies, but I've got a YouTube channel, but like my brain, it's constantly going. That's why I don't sleep a lot. Like I feel like most creatives, we don't get like 8 to 10 hours of sleep because our brain is constantly running and it doesn't allow us to sleep.
Right. Like when I come home from work, because I teach full time, well now it's school's out for summer right now, but when I'm working, I'll come home and I like catch like an hour nap. And then it's like, nope, I'm up. And the brain.
Yep.
Yeah. It is a creator brain. It's not just a writer. It's a creator. Anybody who does artistic stuff. Yeah.
I agree. Now, all right. So as a writer, because I always ask writers this question, and that's when you're writing a book, do you already have an ending in mind or is that something that you have to work towards?
No, I always have an ending in mind. For the Witch series, the Blood Witch series, 10 books. I already have written the last line of the last book. Like I know how everything's ending. I always have a beginning and I always have an ending. What happens in between is the fucked up stuff, right? Like that I have to work for. But I know how it begins. I know how it ends. And just how I get there is...
Now, okay, so that middle, that meats and potatoes part.
Yeah.
Do you ever like indulge into that and you're like, oh shit, I got to change the ending?
No.
Never. So you don't touch the beginning and end?
No, because that's solidified in my head. Like that's it. Like that's locked in. Like that's the lock. How I get there, I gotta tailor everything to get to that part. So
okay.
That's all. It's work. It's work.
Now, who's the first person? All right, who's the first person that you let when you're done? You got your draft ready. Who's the first person that you let read your book? Is it your husband? Is it your best friend? Is it your editor? Who's the first person?
It's my husband. Because he's such a son of a bitch, Travis. He is so, you don't even know. Like I love the man to death. We've been together too long. He is such a son of a bitch. But I think everybody needs a Joe DeVivo as their editor, because when I wrote my very, very, very first book back in 2012, he sat there with the manuscript and he tore that shit up. He was like, this doesn't make sense. This is not going to get published. This sucks. And I cried. Like I like literally cried. I was like, okay, I'm going to give up. I'm not doing this. But then I was like, you know what? Screw him. I'm doing this, right? This is my dream. Mm-hmm. He has nothing to say about this. So yeah, he motivates me. He'll tell me it like it is. I'll be like, babe, you know, and he like really will tell me what I need to hear as far as the story goes. And a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people, like, they give it to their best friend, they give it to their husband, they give it to their wife, and they're like, oh, this is so good. This is awesome. You wrote it. And that's not constructive. My husband will sit there and be like, dude, this sucks. Mm-hmm. Fix it. So yeah.
See, and that's a good thing, but I mean, it's kind of hard to do. Like,
it is.
It's kind of hard for people who you love or friends to be honest with them. So a lot of people get told yes a lot from people who they love, especially, you know, partners. But at the same time, I don't think that's doing your partner or your friend or your family member any justice, because what you're telling them this is the greatest damn thing ever. But the comments, once they start seeing the comments come in, it's like, ugh.
Yeah. So I am grateful that he feels comfortable enough that he can hurt my feelings like that. But he's really not. He's like, it's not hurting my feelings. He's helping me because he wants me to be the best that I can be. And I know that. And he just has a very abrupt approach. And I think more people, and I admire that. I think more people need to be that way. More people need to be upfront and like straight to the point and no bullshit, you know?
That's the best way to be. It really is the best way to be. Now, speaking of, I was talking about comments. Do you pay attention to reviews and comments and any of that stuff?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like, you go on like author websites and, you know, Facebook, social media. The reviews aren't for the authors, blah, blah, blah. Fuck yeah, they are. I'm reading every single review. Good, bad, ugly, amazing, beautiful. Some that make me cry in good ways. Some that make me cry in bad ways. Look, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm somebody's shot of whiskey. So, you know, like somebody's going to like what I'm throwing out there. And if they don't, they don't. Fine, whatever. Thanks for trying.
And sometimes, like, the negative reviews, not all the time, but some of the negative reviews are that constructive criticism, you know?
Yes.
It can be like, oh, damn, you know what? That person has a point.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I'll read a negative review and be like, oh, you didn't really read because you didn't get it. You were watching TV while you were reading. You know, like you can tell. At first it used to bother me, like back in the day. I mean, I've been doing this a long time now, but like back in the day, it used to really like hit hard. Now I'm just like, okay, all right, it's okay. It's all good.
So what's the best review you've ever received? What's the one review you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to cut this motherfucker out and like frame it. It's so amazing.
So I wrote a book series about angels and demons, and it's very different. It's not, they're calling it urban fantasy, dark fantasy, but it's not, it's something that's like, it's different. It's weird. It's very weird. So I knew it was going to get a lot of like, ho-hum, right? So the third book is coming out in September, and the arcs are up. So like I have like people who are previewing it and reading it and just like giving general reviews of the whole series. Well, I looked at Goodreads like a couple weeks ago, and this girl said she read all 3 of the Estrangel books, and she said it changed her life. Like she said, it was beautiful. It was just the glowing review that I sat there and I cried reading. I think it was the best review I've ever got in my whole entire life, that I copied the freaking review and I posted it as a TikTok. Like that's how proud I was, right? That got me. Like that was the best ever.
I mean, those are the fucking best, and I think most people don't realize. Authors, even people, businesses, restaurants. When you put those good reviews on there, like people are quick to put the bad reviews up.
Yes,
they're quick to do those, but people don't usually put up good reviews, and I feel like you should jump to putting the good reviews up faster than you should put for the bad reviews, because like creators appreciate that. I mean, I remember like one of my first. I mean, like I got a review a couple months ago, and this guy is a super fan. His name is Everett. I've had him on my show. Great guy, and he was like, Travis, your show inspired me to go back to filmmaking. And I was like, who, me? Me? This guy in the fucking basement who's interviewing people? Like, I inspired you? Like, that's fucking awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, like, those great reviews, I'm pretty sure you have those tough nights, when you're writing, you're like, why am I doing this? But, like, when you see those great reviews, it's like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. Because
this is why.
This is 100% why. This is 100% why. So, listen out there, please give authors and filmmakers if you like their stuff, please send them a good review. It definitely makes them feel good.
It helps, and it's like you said, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, why am I doing this? Why?
Yes.
Like, why? And then you read that and you're like, uh-oh, that's why. Somebody's picking up what I'm throwing down, and it's all good. Yeah.
Yep. Now, what got you into? By the way, what got you into horror writing? Were you always a horror fan or something? And okay.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I've always been weird. I think I was born weird. True story. My mom took me to my first horror movie when I was 3 years old. I don't know why. She was just a wackadoo. She took me and she's holding me, and we went to see Creep Show. That anthology movie, right? The old Creep Show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in her lap, and I always tell the story because people like, how'd you get into horror? This is why. I'm sitting in her lap, and I'm covering my face, and then I'm like doing like that, and I'm going like that, and I'm like, oh, right? And I loved it. And she thought I was asleep, and I'm like peeking between my eyes, between my hands. And ever since then, the dark, the weird, the mysterious, the spooky, like all of that, like that just became me, I guess. I don't know.
No, I totally understand what you mean. I mean, my first horror movie, I think, was like 4 or 5, and my parents showed me the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I was born in the 80s, so like I seen it way before it was out, and I was like, holy shit, what the hell is this? But that was our thing, Every Saturdays, my parents were action fans and horror fans, so they would go to the video store and we'll watch. I tell people I've never seen Wizard of Oz, I've never seen The Lion King or any of this cartoon, but I've seen every single horror movie and Jean-Claude Van Damme movie ever made.
There you go. Remember, like the mom and pop stores, the video stores, right?
Yes.
Before Blockbuster. Right?
Yes.
They would let me go, and there was no like censoring me. I'm this kid. Mm-hmm. I'm like 8, 9 years old, and I'm getting like ghoulies, and I spit on your grave, and like it looks cool on the cover. Okay, let's watch this. Like they didn't know, they didn't care. And then we had HBO, and when I was a kid, and we had like I don't know if you remember, it was like the box where you would like have to click the buttons.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So my parents would go to bed. Their bed was upstairs, and my room was on the first floor. As soon as they were upstairs, I'm creeping into the living room, turn the volume down real low. And it was like all blood and guts and sex, and it was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
Did your parents do the same thing that my parents did? Like, they let me see like people's heads getting ripped off or somebody getting shot in the face with a shotgun. But anytime that there were some titties on the screen, like my parents were, all right, Travis, cover your eyes. And I'm looking back at it now, I'm like, you let me cover my eyes for the sex scenes, but not the man getting his head ripped off? That's weird.
Wait, Travis. I sat and watched Faces of Death with my parents. I was little, And then it was like, okay, all right, you're fine, whatever. But then, like, you go to watch, like, Splash, Daryl Hannah, boobs, barely boobs. And they're like, cover your eyes, Maria. What?
Yeah, like what was that about? Like they were okay they were okay with censoring us from boobs, but not murderers and
right. Because boobs, I'm gonna get them, Mom. Like, hello, you know? But
boobs are natural. Like somebody murdering somebody is not.
But you're gonna let me watch somebody
Yes.
You know what though?
Never understood.
I no, I don't understand, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it.
Yes.
Culture.
Yes. All right, Maria. This is a fun part of the interview. I'm gonna ask you 3 random part questions.
Oh shit.
These are all personal opinion though. Okay. All right. So we're talking about, you've been watching horror movies since you were 3 years old.
Yeah.
What was the first horror movie that really scared the shit out of you?
That really scared the shit out of me? Nightmare on Elm Street.
The first one?
The first one. Yeah. That one, I went to the movie theater by myself. Well, I was with my mom, but she went to go to see another movie with my little brother, and she let me go in to see that by myself. They didn't give a shit back then. Rated R, didn't matter. Right. So here I am. I'm a little kid, and that movie scared me because I think I was alone. And then when I got home at night, I think it was like the whole like, oh fuck, he's gonna get me in my sleep. So I could be awake, I could be asleep. It doesn't matter. He's still gonna get me. That bothered me. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's one of my faves. I love Freddy Krueger. I grew up on Freddy. The second one, you've seen several horror movies. Off the top of your head, what is one kill that you've seen in a horror movie that you're like, that is 100% one way I wouldn't want to die?
It was recent. Oh fuck. The new Halloween Kills? That was the third one, right? Kills? No, Halloween Ends. Mm-hmm. The light fixture in her neck.
Oh, that was part 2. That was Kills.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Halloween Ends kind of sucked. I didn't like that at all.
It did suck.
Kills was okay, but that one, I felt like his brutality in that one was just off the chain, and I was like, all right, I'm all about that. Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm all about that. But when he took the light fixture and jabbed it through her neck, I was like, yeah, I don't like that.
But even like her husband, when he was stabbing him over and over and over again, when he was bent over, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Those movies are not the best Halloween movies, but James Jude Courtney, he's the one who played Michael in those 3, the most ruthless Michael Myers. I mean, he was the most ruthless fucking Michael Myers than any other Halloween movies.
And I'm kind of down with that,
By far, yes.
Yeah.
All right, third question. What is one horror movie that people say, they talk about it's the greatest thing ever, that you're like, it's okay, I don't see it though?
Okay, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say something like a very unpopular opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I am not into any of that A24 folk horror stuff. So Hereditary, Midsommar.
So much shit. You gonna start so much shit with all these indie filmmakers that you're watching this.
And I'm sorry. Like that's not me. It didn't resonate with me. Like I sat down and I watched The Witch, and after like the 2 hours, I was like, what the fuck was this? Like it didn't connect with me. So anything that's like A24, I kind of stay away from it. And I'm sorry, and I love indie people, and I love the indie community. Much love, but it's not doing it for me.
How about X? Have you watched X and Pearl? I mean, those are great.
I watched X. Mm-hmm. I kind of liked it until the end. Like, I feel like land the fucking plane, man. Like do me good. I didn't get it. I don't know.
Watch Pearl.
I'm old.
Watch Pearl.
Pearl was good?
Makes sense. Yeah, watch Pearl. So Pearl is the prequel to X.
Right.
But it came out after X. But watch Pearl and you're like, whoop, it all makes sense.
Okay. I did watch Late Night with the Devil the other day.
How was that? I haven't watched it yet. How was that?
Yes, please, and thank you very much.
Ooh.
Highly recommend.
All right.
Yeah.
I got Shudder. I hear it's on Shudder, so I'm gonna be watching that bad boy.
Yes, definitely.
All right. I'm gonna throw you a bonus question.
Oh, I like bonus questions.
What is one horror series that you wish they would stop making movies?
Halloween. I mean, that's easy for me. Halloween is my favorite horror franchise, and I think like Halloween, the original, like hands down,
my favorite.
Right, hands down.
My
Halloween
favorite.
2, the second one,
Mm-hmm.
not so bad.
It was good.
I mean, if they had just left it, the ending the way it was supposed to be with the fire at the hospital, then great. We've got a nice little wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I loved Halloween 2018. I thought it was nice.
I love 2018.
I thought it was nice. I loved it. And then got done.
It should have stopped there. It should have stopped there.
Should have
stopped there. 1%.
And how do you? I have a question for you. How do you feel about them talking about doing a series that's going to go back to Michael Myers?
Don't do it. Don't
do it.
Leave Halloween alone. In my lifetime, I'm 41, so I don't know. Hopefully, I got 40 more years. But if I have 40 more years, don't make another movie until I die. Like, then you can make as many Halloween movies you want to. Yeah. I think Michael Myers needs a long vacation. Like a long vacation. Don't even touch Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th needs a long vacation. Texas Chainsaw Massacre needs a long vacation. Now, Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street, I wouldn't mind seeing a new one, but at the same time, if it's not Robert Englund, leave that alone.
See, they did try that reboot, and
it wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You know what, though? I am enjoying. I did like the new Saw.
This new Saw, by the way, I was talking shit about the Saw series before I saw it. I was like, it's going to be a big piece of crap. And I saw it. I was like, oh my goodness, I had to take back everything I said. This was something completely different. This is as good as the original because I love the original. Everything after that I could do away with, but it went back to the original old school. Now they need to stop right there. Don't make Saw 11. Leave it right there. Stop, pump your brakes, and let's call it a day. I feel the same way about Scream. Like, okay, make one more Scream movie and let Scream be dead. Just leave it alone.
Can I be honest with you?
What's that?
I haven't seen past 3.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Scream 6 was fucking amazing. Scream 6, I will put Scream 6 up there right behind Part 1. It is Scream 6. I mean, Scream 6, the ending is a letdown. But if you take out that portion of the movie and everything else, this is the most ruthless fucking Ghostface. I like that it's put into a city like New York.
Okay.
He's the most ruthless Ghostface because he'll go in a fucking grocery store and kill you. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Like, it is the most ruthless Ghostface I've ever seen in a movie because he don't give a fuck. And but it was one of those predictable endings where you're like, okay, there's no way. In the first 10 minutes, you're like, oh, they're showing you that this is who the Ghostface is, but there's no way that person can be the Ghostface. This is something, you know?
Okay.
And then you're like, oh shit! At the end, it's literally that person. And it's like, come on now. I knew in the first 10 minutes that this was going to be the person. Like, I thought this was, like a, I don't know. It just the ending of that movie. The first 75% was literally a perfect horror film.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect horror film. And that last 25% of the movie, that fourth quarter, it just deflated.
Question. Do I have to watch 5 in order to understand 6?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
You have to understand. Because I'm making a confession. I've never seen Scream 4. So, and there's a character in Scream 4 that has a big role in 6, but I was still able to, like, okay, I kind of get who this character is. I
Like
don't
you
think I need
understood
to
what
watch.
was happening.
Yeah. But Scream 5 literally Scream 6 literally piggybacks off of Part 5.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
So I got to commit. I got to make a commitment. Okay. All right.
Scream 5 is tough to watch, but it's tough
So
to
I've
watch.
heard. Right.
I'm just annoyed by the two main characters in that movie. Jenna Ortega plays one, and the other lady, I can't think of her name. I don't know why, but they annoy me so much. Like if I had to do a top 20, I did a top 10 most annoying characters in a horror movie. If I did a top 20, they would definitely be in the top 20. So I just thought that. And I know women love Jenna Ortega. Like, she is a lot of young women's superhero and this and that. But I think she's overrated, and I think she can't act.
She's okay.
She's nice, but I mean, like, a
Not
lot
my
of young women. Yeah, a lot of young women talk like she's the next Julia Roberts or something. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I thought she was great in X.
She was in X. Yes, that's right. Yes,
I thought she was great.
Yes.
I thought she was great in X.
Yeah.
But everything else, I mean, she's okay. I mean, I don't think she's a horrible actress, but I don't think to the level everybody's talking about her, it's like.
Well, okay, so here's probably what I mean, and I get it. Like, the woman wants her fame, she wants her day, she wants her paycheck, right? Which I get. Totally, go for it, girl. If she kept doing movies like X, she would not have had opportunities like Wednesday and what she's doing now. You know what I mean? Because X is very niche. That's a little bit more hardcore. So she is branched out into more mainstream, and I get it. I get that.
Yeah. And listen, I've never seen Wednesday. Everybody loves Wednesday.
I didn't watch it.
Wednesday. I don't know, but everybody seems to love that show. It's mostly women, but I mean, I just don't. I love Adam Sandler, but I just felt like Wednesday was not a movie for me, my demographic, or whatever. You know, like a 41-year-old black man is not going to watch Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Hey, look,
I feel like that's not in my. I listen. Who knows? I could sit there and watch it and love it, but I just don't. I don't know if there's other 40-year-old men who love Wednesday. Put in the comments, and maybe I'll watch it.
Right, and I don't feel that I was the demographic for that either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a 46-year-old white woman. I mean, I think Wednesday was more for like my 15-year-old daughter. You know what I mean?
Teenagers and like college or something. Yeah.
Which is fine. Let them have it. Let them have it. I'll take my Rosemary's Baby and my Exorcist every day. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. All right, Maria, where can everyone find you?
I'm everywhere. I'm pretty much everywhere. I mean, like all the socials, usually author DeVivo. But the main, you want to go to the main one, mariadevivo.com. Everything's there. All
right. And that website link will be down in the description box. All right. And by the way, where can we find your books?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart, I've even been told. My publisher, if you want to order directly from my publisher, which is probably the best place to get it, fourhorsemenpublications.com. You can get 15% off of all the pre-order books and 10% off the regularly priced books. So fourhorsemenpublications.com. Put that in the link too.
Put that in the link. I'll put that down there too. So please click on it. Support indie horror. Support Maria DeVivo. I'm gonna keep saying Danny. I'm gonna keep on saying DeVito, but it's DeVivo.
That's not my name.
DeVivo. I know DeVivo. I keep wanting to say DeVito.
Life.
All right. Well, yes. Maria, this has been an absolute blast having you on.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Yes. Thank you. All right, everyone, listen. Thank you for coming to the Horror Realm once again. I'm Travis Bruce, and that's Maria DeVivo, not DeVito. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.